Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with the next video in the sketch-inspired One Sketch Two Ways with Vanessa and Lisa. And for this week, we are back to a one-page sketch, so I will be doing a take on the one-page sketch for a one-page layout, and Lisa will then create a two-page layout based off of this one-page sketch. So this is the third video in our series, which is crazy. We are more than halfway through May, and there's only one left. So if you've missed any of the videos in the Sketch Inspired series, be sure you jump over to Lisa's channel and check out the rest of the videos for this series on my channel as well. And just a reminder, there is a giveaway at the end of June if you play along and create a layout based off of one of the sketches. It can be any of the four that will end up showing, and you put a link or tell me where I can find your layout. I will enter you in a drawing for a $20 gift card to scrapbook.com. So that's kind of fun, something to play along with. And so for this layout, I created this back in April, and so I was actually using my April stash kit for this particular sketch, and my April stash kit was items from my stash as well as papers from the Vicki Boutin All the Good Things collection. So I have a few papers here from that collection, like this orange piece that I just punched that notebook edge on. That's going to make it on this layout. And so first thing I showed you was just all the things that I pulled out of that kit to use for this layout. So a lot of it gets used, and as always, some of it does not. And the first thing that I'm doing here is I'm just going to lay out, as usual, sort of my background. That diagonal stripe blue paper is a piece of paper from the Vicki Boutin line. It's the one that had the little birds on the back. And so I'm mounting that on a piece of navy cardstock. And that'll be my base layer. And then, like the sketch, I did go ahead and cut a vertical, or I should say horizontal band in orange. And I think it's just a strip of paper from my stash. And it's orange and white sort of polka dot. And so I cut that, and that'll go across sort of 3/4 of the way down the page. And then now I'm just taking my photo, and I have just a journaling project life card that I'm just using as sort of just a layer for a mat behind one side of the picture. And then I'm just taking some of this navy blue tissue paper, and I'm just using that as another mat. And I'm just going to get everything all stuck down here. And that will be the two layers that I have that will go directly behind my photo. I don't think in the sketch there are actual mats behind either of the two photos in the actual sketch itself. I think most of the sort of layers behind the photo are the two, or the papers that go directly above and below the photo. So I always tend to mat my photos. I like to put some sort of papers behind them, so I tend to always do that. So this doesn't match the sketch in that sense, but most of the other pieces and things that I do in the sketches, or the layout, stay pretty close to what the sketch has on it. So as I was putting my matting on my photo and stuff, I decided that orange and the navy layers that I had for that would go underneath my photo, I felt like it was just too wide and taking up too much space on the layout. So you saw there, I did go back and trim those papers down, and I really like how that turned out. I felt like it didn't overwhelm the photo and didn't overwhelm the layout, having those be too wide. So the other thing that I decided to do on the sketch, there was sort of a bow, and you could probably use twine, or like I did here, or you could use ribbon or whatever you have on hand. And so I knew I wanted to add sort of that textural detail to this layout. So I just took some of that twine that I showed you at the beginning and I just wrapped it around the bottom of the photo, and I really, again, like the texture that that gives. And this layout actually, because I'm using a sketch and I kind of, picked out, and I'm using a stash kit, and I picked out the items that I wanted to use and the colors and things like that, this layout ended up coming together extremely quickly because I had most of the work done for me because I was following a sketch, which is one of the huge advantages of using a sketch. I don't do it very often, but this is definitely one of the reasons to use a sketch because it comes together so quickly. So I've laid everything out, and as I'm getting and laying out my design for this layout, I did decide to take those mistable thickers that you can customize, and I think this is Spiced Marmalade Distress Oxide ink, and I just took a water brush and I just colored those thickers in, and that is the only sort of mixed media type thing that gets done on this layout. I do add a few navy Heidi Swapp Color Shine ink splatters to the background, which I do not show on the video, but you don't really even see them very much in the final layout. So you'll kind of see them in the pictures at the end, but it didn't, because the papers were blue, it was very tone on tone, so I didn't keep that in the video. But basically this layout, like I said, it comes together so quickly. I'm loving this Vicki Boutin sticker book. This was not in my original kit, but I had it, and so I pulled it out, and I absolutely love these sticker books. There's so many things, even if some of them are planner oriented or kind of, I think, supposed to be used for a planner. I find that, almost all of them I can make work on a layout somewhere. And I'm loving this sticker book. I can tell I'm going to get tons of use out of this sticker book, and so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of going through, picking all the pieces. I'm laying everything out so that you can get a sense of how the layout's going to look, and then, like I showed there, I go off camera and just glue it all down, so you don't have to watch sort of the boring part of gluing everything down. And the last finishing touches that I do on this layout, I just took a word strip from, again, that sticker booklet, and I believe I take some of these stickers. They have the little asterisks, and so I use those sometimes like enamel dots, and I just scattered those in each of the clusters. And I just love the little fox on this that I got off of a sticker sheet. Is so cute, and the colors and everything work so well. The last thing that I do is add these little hearts, and I didn't talk about the picture, but it is a picture of my son on our Disney vacation. He was not so happy, so it's titled is perfect for his mood that day. It was not such a magical moment. He didn't want to ride the ride that we were on, and so it was pretty cute. So that is the layout, guys. That was the last thing I do after I added those little hearts. I will have the still photos at the end as well as the sketch, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.